I think they made a good deal. I think we all made a good deal. Why are you hearing otherwise? I guess you are.
I think the feeling is that he was maybe a little weak and didn't really have very strong answers, and maybe wasn't entirely honest about free speech and immigration.
I don't know. I like him. I think he's good. I think he's a great representative for UK. I haven't heard that.
In your meeting with John Swinney today, did you offer to drop tariffs on Scotch whisky?
No, we really didn't discuss it much, but I have a lot of respect for him.
Mr. President,
and I didn't have a lot of respect for the woman that preceded him. I thought she was terrible as the First Minister of Scotland. But I think John is doing a very good job as First Minister.
Mr. President, your Treasury Secretary and Howard Lutnick, Secretary of Commerce, the China talks wrapped today. Any sort of reaction coming out of the meeting? They're extending the truce. Are you pleased with that?
I just had a phone call from Scott Bessent and had a very good meeting with China. And it seems that, they're going to brief me tomorrow. We'll either approve it or not. But he felt very good about the meeting. Better than he felt yesterday. Yesterday I said, "Ooh, here we go again. Here we go again." But today it worked out very well. And I think the result is probably.
I saw a report from Reuters that India is preparing to face higher U.S. tariffs between 20 and 25%. Is that what you're tracking, or what do you think the rate will be for India?
They are going to pay 25%.
That India is preparing to face higher U.S. tariffs between 20 and 25%.
Yeah, I think so. Look, India's they're my friends, and he's my friend. And, they ended the war with Pakistan at my request, and that was great. And Pakistan did also. We did a lot of great settlements, including the recent one, as you know, with Cambodia, So that was a great one. I think that's been pretty well finalized now, right?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Did I do a good job in that one? I did a good job in about 5 different wars. Do you think I'll get credit for it? No. Will I get credit for it? She'll say yes. No.
Is the deal with India finalized?
No, it's not.
Okay. So what rate are you expecting?
Well, we're going to see. We're going to see. But India's been a good friend. But India has charged basically more tariffs than almost any other country. You know that, right? Over the years. But now I'm in charge, and you just can't do that. I think the trade deals are working out very well, hopefully for everybody, but for the United States, they're very, very good.
Mr. President, on the Wall Street Journal case, lawyers are seeking to depose Rupert Murdoch, pardon me. Can you say what the lawyers hope to get out of that?
Oh, I don't know. We're going to see. It's in the lawyers' hands. I've been treated very unfairly by the Wall Street Journal and everything. I don't know. They even hired people from the Washington Post, third-rate reporters, gossip-type reporters. It's all gossip. And, I've been treated badly by the Wall Street Journal. I would have assumed that Rupert Murdoch controls it, but, maybe does, maybe doesn't. They are talking to us about doing something, but we'll see what happens. Maybe they would like us to drop that. So we'll see.
Is that what their settlement talks?
Yeah, they want to settle it.
With money involved?
No, he's treated us wrong. When I get treated unfairly, I do things about it. So we'll see what happens.
On Gaza last week, you were rather dismissive of President Macron when he recognised the Palestinian state. Today you're saying you don't agree.
That's his opinion. He can have an opinion. It doesn't mean I have to agree. Emmanuel's a good man. He works hard. Got a lot to say about everything.
But now you're saying you're not taking a view on Keir Starmer's announcement. Does that mean you're
No, I guess Starmer is doing the same as Macron, right? He's basically, is he saying the same thing? I think so. Essentially, they're saying the same thing. And that's okay. But, it doesn't mean I have to agree.
Mr. President, you said yesterday your falling out with Jeffrey Epstein was over him taking some of the workers from your business. But your administration in the past said that you threw him out because he was a creep. So can you explain that discrepancy?
Well, maybe they're the same thing. It's sort of a little bit of the same thing. But no, he took people that worked for me, and I told him don't do it anymore, and he did it. And I said, stay the hell out of here.
What did they do? Go ahead.
So is that what was meant by me?
Who are you with?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm the travel pool, but I'm with NBC News.
NBC fake news. Okay. NBC's one of the worst. What else do you have?
I was at Air Force One, the new Air Force One. When do you expect to be
February, maybe? Much sooner than the others. The others are being built. Long time build. That's a long time build. Now, they're not normal 747s. They, have a lot of things on them that another plane wouldn't have. But we'll get this one a year and a half, 2 years earlier.
How much will it cost to retrofit it?
I don't know. That's up to the military. I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't been involved. It's their plane. It's, the Air Force. They'll be spending an amount of money. It is a different plane because it becomes for military use. So, but I don't know what the number.
There have been questions about whether the amount that it'll cost hundreds of millions of dollars, whether that's worth it, considering how little time you would be able
it's a great plane. It's one of the best planes in the world. The Air Force is going to have it. We're going to have a great 747. We need it. If you look at this plane, it's 32, 34, 35. I don't know. It's old. It's a good plane, but it's old. You can't get parts for it anymore. It's very hard to get parts. They have to go and take from the older planes. So it was time. When you look at 747s and, the heads of state from especially the Arab countries, you look at from Saudi Arabia, from some of those countries, and you put it next to this, it doesn't show well for the United States. And if you remember, it was Obama that wanted to get the plane. He was the one ready to sign a contract. And because he wanted to sign it, I assumed they paid too much. And I was able to get about $1.7 billion off the price, maybe $1.5 billion to $1.7 billion off the price for the exact same plane. And they're building it, but they're taking a lot longer than they should have taken.
There's a report that a Secret Service agent tried to get his wife on a support.
I just heard that. That's a weird deal. He was going to leave the wife in the car? Wouldn't you think that might be a little dangerous? I don't know if that has proper compression. I don't know. That's a strange one. I just heard that 2 minutes ago. I think Sean's taking care of it.
Mr. President, you talked about Russia.
Is that a serious story?
I think it's not.
They're going to keep her in the car and she's going to be in a freighter?
Well, you tell me the details.
Those freighters that don't have,
He's going to keep her in the car. Tell us how it's going to work.
I don't want to get involved, but it's a strange story. I just heard that one.
Mr. President, you said that you were going to set the
British farmers are so grateful for what you said yesterday about the importance of farming, because we have changed inheritance tax, death taxes.
Well, farmers are so important. Some farmers are, they liked what I said on a couple of things yesterday. They liked what I said for the farm. I'm a big farmer person. I love the farmers. I think they're great. And we have to steer the laws so the farmers don't get hurt in our country and in their country. But Europe has a big immigration problem. But they also liked when I said that they have one of the worst mayors anywhere in the world in London. He's a horrible mayor, nasty guy, stupid guy in my opinion, but he's a nasty man. And I want nothing to do with him. But I didn't think it was a big statement. And so many people said, thank you for saying that. He's a bad guy. Khan is his name, I guess. He's done a lousy job, I can tell you that. A terrible
Mr.
mayor.
President,
No, but people liked it so much when I said that.
Mr. President, yesterday you mentioned that you would change the Russia deadline to 10 to 12 days. Has that started yet, or when can we, see the official statement that is the new deadline?
I'll tell you what, I'll give it to you now. Do you want a big scoop?
Yes, please.
Everybody else, close your ears, okay? You ready?
I'm ready.
10 days from today.
Got it.
Okay?
Got it.
Good. We have a scoop. And then, we're going to put on tariffs and stuff, and I don't know if it's going to affect Russia, because he wants to obviously probably keep the war going. But we're going to put on tariffs and the various things that you put on. It may or may not affect them, but it could.
Are you talking to any of the families of the victims of the Manhattan shooting?
I don't want to tell you that. I don't want to tell you that.
Have you spoken
That's a very, boy, that's a bad one. That's a bad one, but I won't tell you about that.
Have you talked to Mayor Adams? Have you spoken with Mayor Adams?
I have, yeah.
One of the other things our readers liked from yesterday was when you were talking so forcefully about illegal immigration in the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
One of the big political flashpoints is migrant hotels, where people are being put up while their claims are processed. People see it as a source
In beautiful luxury hotels.
They also think there's low security and it's a problem for their communities. Is that appropriate, or does Britain need an alligator
notice that, you know, they're putting people in luxury hotels, and other people that are working their asses off are living from hand to mouth. They're not living the same way. I mean, I looked at some of the hotels they're using, and they've done it in our country also. They put them in like the best hotels anywhere in the world because they could get rooms there, thousands of dollars a night. And other people are living out on the streets, including our veterans. They can't get a room. Our veterans are living on the streets. There are pictures of our veterans saying right by the door where they're walking in to live, and the veterans are sitting out on the sidewalk in front of a fancy hotel, and the illegals are coming into that hotel and staying there for a week. And it's no good.
Just to button up on Mar-a-Lago, you're saying that Jeffrey Epstein poached 2 of your staffers. Who were they?
Yeah, I don't want to say 2, or I don't want to say any number. You're talking about many years ago. But, yeah, he took people, and because he took people, I say, don't do it anymore. You know, they work for me. And he took, beyond that, he took some others. And once he did that, that was the end of him. I didn't like, when they steal people, I don't like it.
Should anybody ever go to prison for a social media post?
Are you saying that that's taking place in the UK?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hearing that. Well, I looked at him yesterday. Well, they said they canceled Truth Social. I'll bet it's uncanceled very quickly. I'll bet it's uncanceled. No, it's a little different. It's different. I see it in some countries that you would never suspect it. Not only there. I've seen it in other countries where, you know, they're like bread and pudding countries, I think, and then all of a sudden they become somewhat violent. You know, when people go socialistic, or when you get the radical left or the left going in, the countries actually become very mean. They become 2 things, mean and incompetently run simultaneously. How is Caroline doing? Is she doing a good job? Look at her. She's such a star. Come on, Caroline. Come here.
Chloe wanted to watch, sir.
Oh, Chloe, do you want to come over? Chloe is she's a great golfer, a great talented golfer. She's probably the most talented golfer other than Kai, but I think it's about the same, right? Don't you think?
Yeah.
She hits the ball long. This little girl has a lot of muscle, right?
Yeah.
So, and she wins every tournament she plays in of her age.
Had a good weekend?
Yes, very fun.
You love golf, right?
Yes.
But she's a great athlete.
How did the golf course play today? And
Great.
did anyone in your foursome hit that massive bunker on the night?
That is a massive bunker. Fortunately, nobody did. Well, I played 2 of the guys who were pros and really good players. One of them won the tournament last year, and you can see they were very good players.
Who at the moment holds the course record?
Well, we played a first round. That's it. We only played 1 round. This was our first round, so I'd have to go into that exactly. But they're 2 really good players. One of them, you know, is the one who, you know, the story. You know who that is? So he took Tiger. I guess 18 holes, Tiger, you know, went wild with his putting, meaning he started dropping putts from all over the place, and Tiger took him. But that's the quality, you know, they're really good players. Those 2 guys and terrific guys, 2 terrific guys. We had a good time. But I was watching, the only shot that mattered to me was the driver in the first hole, because if I would have missed it, you would not have let me forget it.
Did you take a bit of a practice on the driving range beforehand?
I did. I hit some balls on the driving range. It's a great course. It's a great course. It's been fantastic. You know, I built one, and then I had to build this one, otherwise you would have lost your zoning. You have like a certain period of time to build it. So they built it. It opened. My son did a very good job on building it.
You said you thought it would be the last dune course today. Were you talking about environmental regulations?
Yeah, we obey the regulations, the environmental regulations. You really want to. And it's top of the line. It's really, the pros were saying this is as good as any course they've ever played. It's as good as it gets.
The course was surrounded by windmills. Did you talk to Stormer about
I did, yeah. I think windmills are a disgrace. I think they hurt everything they touch. They're ugly. They're very inefficient. It's the most expensive form of energy there is. People hate it when they become visible from their house. When you see them from a house, the value goes down by 50% and more. They make noise when they're out in the ocean. They're bad for the sea life, very bad for the whales, obviously, because they wash up on shore like 9 times more than they did without them. No, they are really bad, and they cost a lot of money. You know, there's not a wind farm that's put up without subsidy. So instead of making money, what they should do is open up the whole North Coast oil. They have tremendous oil right there, right where we play. And they've made it impossible for people to drill. It's crazy. It's, I mean, that's one of the best oil areas in the world. They made it impossible for people to take it out. Instead, they put up these ugly windmills all over the country and all over the world. I don't know what it is. Nobody likes them. They have the greatest lobby, but it's starting. I think I'm starting to get to it now. They're bad energy. They look bad. They kill the birds. They're really terrible things, and it's the most expensive energy of any energy there is. And in fact, not every, I guess, I don't know, maybe some, but almost every windmill put up needs subsidy from the government. So instead of making money, they lose money. And that's why UK energy costs are very high. Because when we were flying over to the plane, they were all over the place. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing. I'll say it till I can't speak anymore. And I think we are having an impact, and they're starting to take a lot of windmills down. I mean, they're literally starting to take them down. They don't work, they're bad, and they're too costly. And every year you see them up there, the government is paying a lot of money. Whereas if you have oil, if you have other forms of energy, you make money on it. In other words, you bring down taxes.
Well, your friend Bryce and 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗲 said LIV tour players weren't playing enough links golf. Is that something we might see at the...
Well, links golf is just different golf. It's quite a bit different. I love Bryson. Bryson's great. He's a great player, very powerful guy, long hitter, great putter, great everything. And it's interesting because he plays well in links courses.
Is that in the future for the greatest 36?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, we have a tournament this weekend there, and we have another tournament next weekend, big tournaments. And we're looking to get the Irish Open at Doonbeg. You know, I have a course at Doonbeg in Ireland. And we have a lot of great tournaments coming to mind. I build the best courses. That's not only said by me, that's said by everybody.
Dr. Russia, sir, since you made the announcement of the 10 to 12 days, have you gotten any feedback or any officials got any feedback that it had a response that Russia is going to do something?
No, I haven't had any response. It's a shame. So I used to say to you, 5,000 people die a week. Now it's 7,000 people are dying a week. Mostly Ukrainian and Russian soldiers, but people also from having bombs dropped on their head. It's a disgusting war.
How worried are you on the oil markets if you were to put sanctions on Russia?
I don't worry about it. We have so much oil in our country, we'll just step it up even further. I mean, oil is down pretty low right now. We'll step it up even further.
Sorry, I heard you mention compression. How were you feeling out there when you were playing? Like, how did you feel? Because I think it's the first time you played since you saw the dog, right?
I felt good. I thought it was great. I thought the course was great. It looks even more beautiful than I thought. You know, we did the first one like 11 years, 12 years ago, and it's gotten tremendous reviews. It's one of the best courses in the world, and I had the other piece of land to do this one, also on the ocean and the North Sea. And we really have, and by the way, the North Sea is the exact term for the oil. They have the greatest, among the greatest reserves. It's tremendous, and they're not using it. Instead, they're putting up these stupid windmills. It's so crazy. UK could reduce their energy costs by 70% if they would use the North Sea oil. It just doesn't make sense. It's just not a liberal thing to do, but it's becoming more of a liberal thing to do. I love being out there. It was great. Good feeling.
UK and the US both have increasingly unhealthy populations.
Is that what they say?
Well, we do.
Well, I can see it.
I'm interested in the work that
No, I
makes
can see
America
it.
healthy again.
I can see it. I should think about it for myself. Bobby's doing a great job. People are loving Bobby Kennedy and the whole group, Dr. Oz. Marty McCary. We have a fantastic group, and you're going to see a lot of things happening over the next couple of months. I mean, true activists, and they're going with the science. And if you take a look at some of the problems, some of the diseases that are coming up to a level that we've never seen before, there's something wrong. There's something wrong, and I think we're going to solve the problem, but he's really working hard. All we're doing now is statistics, and I think we're going to make a big change. We're going to save a lot of lives. When the babies are born and they end up having problems that they've never had before, and by like 15 and 20 times more. So there's something wrong, and we're going to find what it is pretty soon. We think pretty soon.
Mr. President, Epstein has a certain reputation, obviously. Just curious, were some of the workers that were taken from you, were some of them young women?
Were some of them
young women?
Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken, and it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad, but that story's been pretty well out there, and the answer is yes, they were.
Yes, they were. Yes.
Yeah.
What did they do?
In the spa.
Jobs.
In the spa.
Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago, and people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told them, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want them taking people. And he was fine, and then not too long after that, he did it again, and I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons, that include Virginia Jeffrey?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know. None whatsoever.
We've seen how good your security detail is this weekend, and the team around you.
They've done a good job. Yeah.
So do you have any answers yet as to what happened with the assassination attempt? Having seen them in action, it seems remarkable that was...
You mean the assassination with... They just weren't as good that day. They had a bad day. They shouldn't have had a roof that was, unpatrolled. They should have had coordination with the local police because, you had a lot of talk going on. You had the woman screaming, there's a man up there with a gun. And a number of people were screaming, there's a guy up there with a gun. And they didn't have... the one group wasn't hooked into the other group. I'll tell you, the Secret Service shooter, David, was amazing. Because in 4 seconds, it was over. And if this lunatic was allowed to keep shooting, because they had a lot of tens of thousands of people there, so a lot of people could have been killed. I mean, we lost a great person and 2 people very badly injured. But the shooter, 1 bullet, think of that, 1 bullet from a very far distance. It's amazing. So he was great.
Do you feel like it's changed you as a person?
I don't know, maybe and maybe not, but it's, I like to not think about it. It affects some people greatly. I can't afford to be affected because I have a job to do, so I like not to think about it. If I think about it too much, it's probably not a good thing.
Does it not go through your mind at all in the morning, like this morning, when you're outside, there's a crowd? And
I don't think about it. I think you see the kind of protection now. I think they're very good. It's a whole different level. Look, these people went to Biden and Biden's people and asked for more help because I was having rallies, 60,000, 70,000 people. I had 115,000 people, and Biden would have 2 people. Nobody wanted to see the guy. And he'd have a bigger security detail than I had. And they were asking, Sean and the various people were asking for more people, and they were denied. So they denied them, and so you could make that case. I don't think they made that case well because I knew for a fact that they were asking for more people a lot. They have said it, but not that publicly. But they wanted more people, and the Biden people would not give it to them. And we had massive crowds. You were there, but we would have routinely 50, 60, 70,000 people, and he would have nobody. He couldn't fill the circles, you know, the 8 circles, and he didn't need very many people, and so that was a problem too.
Can I ask about the First Lady? You mentioned a couple of weeks ago her role in talking to you about the war in Ukraine, and perhaps a big part of your evolution in thinking. Have you discussed the crisis in Gaza and the terrifying?
I have, and she thinks it's terrible, and she sees the same pictures that you see, and that we all see, and I think everybody, unless they're pretty cold-hearted or worse than that, nuts. There's nothing you can say other than it's terrible when you see the kids. And those are kids, you know, whether they talk starvation or not, those are kids that are starving. I mean, they are starving. And you see the mothers, they love them so much, and there's just nothing they seem to be able to do. They got to get them food, and we're going to get them food.
Do you plan to attend the G20 summit this year?
I don't think so, no. I think maybe I'll send somebody else, because I've had a lot of problems with South Africa, and they have some very bad policies. Very, very bad policies, like policies where people are being killed. A lot of people are being killed. So I think I probably won't.
Any update?
I'd like to, but I don't think I will.
Any update on when you'll meet with President Xi? When can we expect that?
He wants to meet, and I look forward to the meeting too. But I would say before the end of the year. I mean, just to go full circle. So we had a very good meeting today. If you would have asked me the question yesterday, no, it wasn't looking too good, I would have said maybe I might have said nothing, but I might have also said it wasn't going too good. I just heard from Scott that the meeting went very well today with China. Thank you all very much. Enjoy the flight.
अमरीकी सदर डोनाल्ड ट्रंप स्कॉटलैंड से वाशिंगटन जाते हुए तैयारे में गुफ्तगू कर रहे थे। आगे बढ़ते हैं और आपको खबर दें कि नायब वजीर आजम इसहाक डार का न्यूयॉर्क से बरास्ता इस्तांबुल वतन वापसी के दौरान वजीर आजम शहबाज शरीफ को टेलीफोन। इसहाक डार ने वजीर आजम शहबाज शरीफ से गजा में कहत की सूरत हाल पर बातचीत की। इसहाक डार ने कहा कि वजीर आजम ने 200 टन गजाई सामान गजा भेजने की फौरी मंजूरी दी है, जिस पर उन्होंने एनडीएमए खारजा सेक्रेटरी को हिदायत की कि सामान जल्द गजा भेजने की तैयारी करें। उन्होंने कहा कि आलमी बरादरी फलस्तीनियों को गजा और अद्वियात की बिला रोक टोक फराहमी फौरी तौर पर यकीनी बनाए। उन्होंने कहा कि गजा में ह्यूमैनिटेरियन फूड सूरत हाल दिल दहला देने वाली है। गजा में खवातीन और बच्चे भूख से मर रहे हैं। नायब वजीर आजम इसहाक डार का कहना था कि पाकिस्तान फलस्तीनी अवाम के साथ गैर मुतजलजल यकजहती का इजहार करता है।
किसी दूसरे डिस्ट्रिक्ट से था, तो ये जो इनके घर में रह के इनको बातों में लगा के इनसे काफी ब्रीरा के साथ काफी उसने कुर्बत बढ़ा ली, और कुछ 2-2.5 महीने इनके साथ रहने के बाद फिर ब्रीरा को लेके वो यहाँ से गायब हो गई। अब जब इन्होंने वो लेके उसको गायब हो गई इनकी बच्ची को, तो इनके पास कोई उसका प्रॉपर एड्रेस वगैरह तो था नहीं। इन्होंने उसको ढूंढना शुरू किया, फिर नाकामी पर पुलिस से रब्ता किया। जब पुलिस के पास आए तो पुलिस का काफी टाइम तो इस सिलसिले में जाया हो गया, पहले उसके वेयर अबाउट्स ढूंढने में, उसका घर ढूंढने में। तो जब तक उसके वेयर अबाउट्स का पता चला, उसके घर का पता चला, तो घर वालों ने उसके बताया कि जी ये घर से भागी हुई है, कहीं घर से भाग के इसने शादी कर ली थी और हमने इसको फारग कर दिया था। हमने उसके बाद फिर इसको परस्यू नहीं किया, तो हमें कुछ इल्म नहीं है कहाँ चली गई।